Hello and welcome to level 152 of the Thoughts and
Ooh,
Players podcast, the
okay.
gaming podcast with bold takes and no strings attached. I am Jeremy, here with my compadre, David.
What up?
What is up, David? How is your evening going?
My evening is going all right. I was a little upset. I played one game of Fragpunk today, and then I went to play another, and rank was done. So it's the end of the season. I was
Hmm.
like, no. Of
Yeah.
course, I was like another one game away from ace, and then I proceeded to lose like two of them. But I still ended in Masters one. I'll be all right.
Okay.
We'll get more into that later. But
Sure. Sure.
how's your day been?
It's been all right. It's been busy. It's been cold. It's always cold. It's supposed to
Oh,
be colder
so cold.
pretty soon.
We're supposed to get another like Arctic freeze. That's this
Another
next week.
Arctic blast.
Yeah.
Just enough
Like
of it. Just
it was
enough.
showing -22 for Macomb.
Oh God, I can't. This winter has been terrible. It's been insufferable. I cannot. I'm done with it. I thought I remember hearing when I was younger, like kind of the meme of like that's why towns like Midwest, East Coast towns. That's why they're so invested in like their sports teams is because their winters are so miserable. When you live in San Diego with 70 degrees every single day, 365, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I can go do Pilates in
Right.
February because it's going to be the same. It doesn't matter. I'm happy. It's fine. So I don't care how good the whatever sports team. Who cares about sports? I can go out and just enjoy my life. Where here we're stuck at home and it's like, yeah, why aren't you passing the ball right? Why aren't you making the right call? I'm freezing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen,
Oh,
chickens, ducks, and hens, we hope that you are staying warm wherever you are in the world. And yeah, welcome in. We got to talk about some games, obviously, but this is our big GOTA or games of the annual.
mhm,
We talk
mhm.
about the games from 2025, our games of the year. Get a little bit more into that as we get to that. But let's start where we always start, which of course is talking about the games that we are playing. I can lead off first with this. I
Sure.
can't remember if I said these games last time. I think I did. Um, but there's going to be a slight change, alteration of things. Um, so I think I mentioned last recording or last episode that hey, either this day or the day after or something, the Vision of the Four Heroes DLC for Dynasty Warriors Origins drops, and I'm going to be,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know, just completely, dive deep into that.
And did you?
Um, no, I haven't got it yet. What I
Of
have been
course.
playing, what I have been playing though, is more Farming Simulator 25. In
Mm.
fact, that's all I've been playing. I took a quick break from Fabledom. I'll get back to it, but like I said, your boy put in. I mean, I can pull up my Steam real quick here, just
Yeah, I
to
need actual numbers.
your boy put in 20 hours in about a week.
Okay.
It was a problem. I needed a break. So, because that's just absurd. It's absurd. So I took a break from that for the time being. I'm just really into Farming Simulator 25, which will probably by the time we're done, we'll have similar numbers. I mean, again, I can actually pull up Farming Simulator and see what my hours are time played in this. Time played 1 day, so about 24
Okay.
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what it's been between both of those. That's about 40 hours, which means I probably, if I would have stayed focused and not be a complete nincompoop like I am, I probably could have finished Clear Obscure Expedition 33 by now and been doing something else. But that's it is what it is. So
Just not
yeah, but
tickling
that's
your fancy right
mostly,
now.
yeah, I want to get back to it, and I will get back
I
to
think
it.
you will. I
I
think
just
you
gotta
will.
I just gotta scratch this itch.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been playing. I mean, hey, nobody's. I gotta bale this grass. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wrap it up and
Hmm.
turn it into silage, and I gotta sell it, and I gotta raise my sheeps and sell wool. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do all this stuff. So,
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much what I've been playing though. It's just some more FS25.
All right. Um, Going back to me, like I was just saying, I'm playing some Frag Punk. Since Ranked wasn't in, I was playing some Outbreak, was kind of like a zombie thing. It's
Mm,
fun sometimes, but sometimes it's annoying. It's usually bots.
yeah.
Like it's there's 20 people in one game, and there might be three other players.
Mm,
Like, um, not much rivals. The start of this season just seems kind of wonky. Like no matter how good or bad I do in a game, because I've been carried in a game before. I can admit that.
hmm
I seem to lose like 80% of my games this season. I don't know what's going on. Like I'm
mm,
in Diamond 3 and I'm usually Grandmaster like 2 or 1
hmm
is usually where I end up. So I'm not sure what's going on. So it's a little frustrating. So I haven't really been playing as much. It's mostly been the Frag Punk. I didn't play any Manor Lords this week, but I do want to get better at that. I'm just tired of my people dying,
Sure. Yeah.
but I do want to get back into that one. A little bit of TFT. That season is also almost over. I don't remember the exact day that one ends to either,
hmm
but that's what I've been playing.
Okay. Okay. So it seems we mostly had our time dominated by one game, really.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I mean, sometimes that happens. You zone in, some scratching the itch, or you're like, hey, this is it's just something about it that's really got me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do.
I've been watching these story based. There's like a lot of Farming Simulator 25 YouTubers that create like these stories, these like challenges of like, oh, like a mega farm challenge. I'm gonna start with, $0 in a gym sock, and I'm gonna build $1 billion farm industry. And I'm like, that's impossible. And they start out and they're like, welp, just arrived in town, getting ready to go out and do some work. And I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I don't know why, but I'm hooked. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch all
Uh,
25 hours of this series that you're making. So yeah, that's kind of what got me here. But I mean, eventually it'll wear out like it always does.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, even Apex wore out for me.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, you'll eventually circle back, but right now
I,
it's
I like. I mean, I technically did play Apex this week, but I played one game, and I was like, I'm
oh
done.
yeah, that basically doesn't even count really one game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel you.
I didn't even get like 10th place. It was like 12th place.
Yeah.
I was like, I closed it.
Well, with the games we're playing out the way, let's talk about the games that we have played and really stuck with us in 2025. Our games of the annual. Um, Now, if y'all don't know, this is basically our version of games of the year. It's just a play on it, games of the annual GOTA. And yeah, we talk about this certain. We don't have a fixed amount of categories. Kind of just make them up as we go. Um, because again, we're kind of irreverent. We don't really put a lot of stock in awards, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for, again, from the little bit I checked, I had about close to 2 hours in Clear Obscure Expedition 33. So I've got about 30-ish hours to go. I'm telling you, I think I get it. I didn't know if I would get
Yeah.
it, but I think I get it.
Sometimes 2 hours is all you need.
Sometimes, right? Hey, that's all I needed to start playing to buy FF16 and end up working out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Alrighty, so I'm trying to remember. I think you have what, 4 or 5 games of your GOTA.
Yes. Yes.
I've got 5 here. And again, there's really no fixed category of anything. The only fixed category is our game of the year, essentially, right? Or
Yeah.
game of the annual. Besides that, it's whatever we want it to be. So, how do we want to start this?
I'll go first.
All right, it's your first game and your games of the annual.
All right. So this one is I got it for the nostalgia, and it crashed and burned.
Hmm.
It is called Crash and Conquer. Play on game there. It is a Twisted Metal knockoff. I found it in a Twisted Metal subreddit. We're like, hey, we found this game, and I tried it, and it was horrible.
Mm.
I didn't like it because I was looking for the Twisted Metal thing, but it is a car battle royale thing. So I mean, if you're looking for one and never played one, there is one out there for you to try. But that was not my cup of tea. But it
Okay.
was. I played it for the first time this year, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna include all of them.
So your fifth games of the annual is one that you hated, which I actually find would be
Yes.
really funny. That's great.
Yes.
Um, well, I was actually going to save this for four. But I guess I can push it to five. Oh, well, I
Okay.
would. No, I'm gonna keep it at four. So I
Okay.
want to do the one for five. It's not a nostalgia sake, but this game runs into the category of fun multiplayer game that everyone enjoyed on a nice little night out on the town. Jesus, if I can talk. That game
Hmm.
is Speedrunners,
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that. I played that for the first time this year too. I completely
Was
forgot
it?
about Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I don't blame you for getting Nintendo at any point in time. That makes complete sense. But
Dang, but no, you're right. That's a fun game.
it's a fun, nice, fun, simple, straightforward, but again, easy to get into, hard to master type of game that's like really
Yes.
fun. You get competitive, you get into it, right? And yeah, we played that. You know, you had Emily and I had my fiance Shonda with me. We all kind of got
Hmm.
together, went out, got some pizza, came back, played some speedrunners for I
Oh,
think
that was a good night.
yeah, a couple hours at least, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was fun. We came back here. She's like, we got to get it so I can get better at it. I'm like, I get it. I understand. You want to, again, it's that mastery part you're trying to get to. Like, you want to get
Hmm.
better at it, right? Yeah, that was really fun. And that's typically a game that I probably wouldn't pay that much attention to, but which is good because it's making me make sure to actually just inquire about games a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Especially like, because we like to have people over. Like, what's some other four-player or multiplayer games that everybody can play co-oply together, different things like that. So like, we grab that game. We're gonna have it when we're having stuff here. It's gonna be another thing we fire up. Like, hey, let's play some. See, you guys down to play this? Let's rotate
Right.
controllers and play it. It's a super fun game. And so yeah,
Hard
that's
agree.
my number five.
All right, good choices. Better than
Thank you.
mine. That's for sure. All right, my number four is the category of another going for nostalgia, but it hits this time.
Mm,
This one, I played the demo of the Dynasty Warriors Origin,
mm,
and I didn't automatically hate it like I did with like Dynasty Warriors 5 after I played so much of Dynasty Warriors through Warriors 4.
yeah,
So I want to grab the Dynasty Warriors Origins when it's on sale for probably like, $20 or something.
yeah,
I know it's probably
yeah.
gonna be a little bit, but
Yeah,
I liked what I saw.
it'll probably be a minute before it hits 20. It might hit 30, 35. Um if you're trying to wait like at what price point do I think a sale price for it is good? I would say 35 is reasonable. I think
Okay.
anything under 35 is a pretty good deal on it. It's a long game. There's a lot of mechanics. There's tons to do.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, yeah, cool. Cool. Um, my number four is going to also be for nostalgia's sake. It was a shadow release, and that is the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster that dropped.
Yes.
I thought I had
Yes.
played it for a little. I had checked while we were getting prepped to see how much time I put into it because I'm like, I mean, I'm realizing I have bad concepts of time because I thought that, well, I probably played Oblivion remastered. I probably played it, maybe 7 or 8 hours. And it was like, oh no, you've played it for 20 hours. I was like, oh, um,
Just, three
uh,
times that amount.
yeah, it's a great remaster. It's just it's a good job. It's a job well done. This is
Yeah,
another
I
game
remember
I'm
you
probably gonna
saying.
hop back into again. It's They released it for $40. You can probably find it on sale pretty soon here. Probably, I would say like 27, 28, maybe. You'll be able to find it around there if you're looking for sale prices, or if you just want to roll with it on Game Pass, you can do that. I still have my Game Pass, and I plan on mostly trying to put that towards Expedition 33, but I
Hmm.
might sneak some Oblivion back in there. But it was a great experience. It was great to hop back into there, play the game, be back in Cyrodiil, experience all of that. I mean, it almost got my one coveted award for that I do every year, but this is more so the Guess Who's Back Again award, and that goes to
Oh,
Oblivion Remastered.
oh,
Yeah,
that's a good reward.
yeah,
I like that
it
one.
deserved it. It was a nice little game.
My next one, number three, is given the award of gaming and chill, and it is Melatonin. I don't know if you
Mm,
remember, but it's a rhythm game, and it's about
yeah,
this dude that is dreaming. So
yeah,
that's where the chill comes from, and it,
mm-hmm,
it it was a lot of fun. I am very surprised. The last time I played it was in February. It feels like I played it in like July or August, so I
yeah,
also have a bad perception of time. But yeah, fun game. I I want to beat it. I want to see what else is there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember you talking about that game. I mean, Melatonin, a great play on a bunch of different things
Yeah,
with
so
music and
good.
all of that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool to dive back into.
I
Um,
agree.
for my number three, um, it this goes to the actually yeah. So my number three is my actually Swagger of a Black Teen award. Okay,
Ooh, it's
and
back,
the winner of
back
that
again.
is exactly the winner of that is Rise of the Ronin. Now you may be saying, "Hey, wait a minute! I didn't know that there were black main characters in Rise of the Ronin." I would say that it has a character creator. And mine happened to have, I had twins, and my twins were a Chinese woman or a Japanese woman and a black guy. They were twins. Okay. So that's why it wins the Swagger of a Black Teen award.
Okay,
This
okay,
game, this game was, from everything I had read, I had interest about it, and I'd read a lot of reviews and a lot of impressions of it, and it kind of cooled my expectations of it. But as I dove into it and played it more, I'm like, this game is actually very good. Excels in a lot of ways. It keeps that from software kind of, Ninja Theory type of, combat to it. It's not incredibly difficult, but it's also not easy. It's challenging. The story
okay,
and the perspective of I believe it's the end of the Edo period, or the rise of basically the end of the Tokugawa shogunate. That area, that time in history in Japan is really interesting and fascinating. And it explores that in a way where it tries to be objective and lets your character kind of play a center role in all that, and that's really cool. Um, but I enjoyed the world and the different things you could do, and the combat styles and all that, different weapons. It was a great game. I think it deserves more recognition than it actually gets. But that's my Swagger of a Black Teen. That's why it goes there. Rise of the Ronin has some surprising swagger, more than I expected, and I think that people gave it for what it is.
all right. I didn't expect to see it, but you brought it. I like
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh my number two is given the award of What If, and that is Detroit Become Human.
Mm-hmm.
Now I we talked, talking about it not even too long ago. That was a really good game, in my opinion. I,
Yeah.
I went in not knowing what the gameplay was going to be like. I knew what the story was generally about,
Mm-hmm.
but that was it. So I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that story. I still recommend doing a playthrough, but you can go back and do the chapters and unlock all the different directions that this game can go because your choices matter in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So number two, what if Detroit become human?
Nice. Detroit Become Human. Nice. I like it. Um, my number two is the man. You kind of look like you should be in BTS award, and that goes to Dynasty Warrior Origins. Okay, because the guy does look like he should be in BTS.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, it is for it is probably, if I had to think about actual quality or attempts at of ingenuity or technology and prowess and different ways of doing things, it would maybe go to Rise of the Ronin over Dynasty Warriors Origins. However, there were, mostly because of the combat style with Rise of the Ronin, there were some frustrations. I did not
okay.
experience those frustrations with Dynasty Warriors Origins. The other thing that Dynasty Warriors Origins does is it tells the story of the Three Kingdoms in a much more compelling way than previous games have done it. Kind of going back to the days of old. You talked about like the Dynasty Warriors 4 and different stuff
Hmm.
like that that really told it in an interesting and cool, dynamic way. They introduced a lot of new systems, right? They introduced a, for lack of better words, stamina or fatigue system or stance systems, borrowing a little bit from Sekiro. And it has, this open map where you can travel around and go to different places. And again, I just love the telling of the story and the different perspectives of it. And again, the action, the combat, right? It's a Mushu. How does the combat feel? It feels amazing. That one
Very
versus a
important.
thousand feeling, it's ample. All these different bodies you see on screen that you never saw before. They packed as many people on there as possible, and you feel like you are one versus a thousand. You feel like you're swarmed by thousands of people on the battlefield. And they just did a great job with it. So this is even not having played again Visions of the Four Heroes yet with the DLC.
Hmm.
I kind of judge that as a little bit different compared to just the base game itself. Um,
Right.
but Dynasty Warriors Origins absolutely was great. And the thing I think, if why it's my number two, is because it really feels like it resurrected that franchise. It felt like with nine that franchise was really on the brink of just being something that goes in stasis and gets the Ubisoft Prince of Persia treatment. Um,
Right.
but they really they gave a shot in the arm to that franchise, and I think it's back. And I think it's put them in a direction to try a lot of new, interesting things to bring it back again. Like I talked about before. I can't wait for a Dynasty Warriors in Origins Empires version where I get to forge my own little empire using these same mechanics and same systems and different dynamics like that. It's great, but that's my number two, man. That is my you should be in BTS award.
Whew. Oh, yawn. I'm tired. Good choices. Good choices. And I agree. I'm glad they did what they did with this game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my number one, it gets the award for gone fragging, instead of gone fishing.
Mm. Yeah.
Obviously, frag punk, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know when I first started playing, but I already have 200 hours into it, and it was
Only
later in the
200
year.
hours into it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I started when it was cold, so like maybe like September.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been playing the crap out of it, as you all know. Not a game I ever heard of, and not a game I would have been interested in because it seemed very much like Valorant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, CS:GO. It's just like the 5v5, plant the bomb, defuse the bomb type game. And my son wanted to play it. I was like, yeah, sure. And I got hooked.
Yeah.
Um, and I said it's made by the same people as Rivals, NetEase.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna new season starts in about a week, I think, on the 5th.
And that
I'm
was
gonna have to go ranking up again.
yeah, because I was thinking with that and where When Meets, the both 2025 releases, and NetEase was kind of crushing it a little bit in 2025 with
Yeah,
some big games. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're saying that you started playing it in the fall, 200 hours in it already. I mean, yeah, obviously it's got it hooking you. So
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's what, an average of 15 hours a week,
yeah, maybe, yeah,
so
somewhere around
somewhere up
there.
there.
Yeah,
So good.
2025 GOTA.
Go to
Frag Punk.
Punk.
Nice, nice. Um,
So I'm excited for yours.
my game of the year is a game that I want to reiterate. I do love the game, though I feel like comparatively it feels like I've shit talked it for weeks. But I do love the game. There was just some disappointments with it. But my
Hmm.
game of the year obviously is going to Ghost of Yotei. Um, the game is great. Of all the games I've listed, it's the best game, right? It was in the list of Game Award games for a reason. It is an
Right.
exceptionally well made game that had some, I think, some shortcomings and some short sightedness in some areas that kept it from really being truly this really flowering sequel of Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's just an iterative improvement on much of that game franchise. But yeah, I mean the story, it's a revenge story. It's thrilling enough, it gets you engaged. Atsu is a great character. The world, the way they render it graphically, it is beautiful, it is engaging, it's tremendous. The combat is as visceral and tactical as ever, or tactile as ever. It's great.
Visceral.
I love the way
That's
it
a good word.
feels. Oh yeah, I mean, just the way you like rip through people with your katana or your different weapons you have. If you're using your odachi, like the way you can just like a honk and swing, just like cut someone in half, pretty much. Um, it's awesome. A bunch of the different things, and there are some storytelling elements. Though I had some issues with the pacing of it. There are some storytelling elements that I really enjoyed. I think one of the things I talked about on the podcast was the um one of the side stories that basically gives you the conclusion of Jin Sakai's story from Ghost of Tsushima,
Hmm.
and how he became essentially the first shinobi, right, the first assassin. um and that was a great callback and kind of send off and tribute to his character. There's a lot to love about Ghost of Yotei. Even again, I talked about some of these other games that I compared it to, again, Expedition 33 being one of them, as far as, some storytelling and different things like that. You may be saying, can you really tell a difference 2 hours in compared to this? Yes, surprisingly you can. It's
Yes.
surprisingly you can. When you think about what games set up and how much more they have to explore, obviously I can't tell if the pacing works that way, because the way that Ghost of Yotei was working in its setup, it led you to believe this is going to build to something great, and the pacing kind of messed up. But from everything I've kind of been reading the tea leaves, I don't think that happens in Expedition 33 as much. But otherwise, yeah, Ghost of
Okay.
Yotei, great sound design, great music. Um, and yeah, man, again, Sucker Punch should be super proud of that game. And I'm looking for,
Agree.
again, I'm a Ghost fan, so I'm looking forward to the next game in the franchise. That might be another 3, 4, 5 years from now, so unfortunately gotta wait. But for now I'll
Good
stick
things
with
come to
my,
those who wait, right?
yeah, 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 for now
What
I'll
was
stick with
the
my
what was the time difference between Tsushima and Yotei?
200 years, I think, was the difference.
I mean, when the game released.
Oh, well, definitely wasn't 200 years. It
I think
was
it's a little shy of 200.
yeah, it was maybe a little under or around 5 years.
Five.
Ghost of
Okay.
Tsushima, I think,
Okay.
came out 2020. Ghost of Yotei came out 2025. So, 2030, 2029 to 2030, maybe, is what we're looking at there. It's 200 years between the stories of the first one and the second one.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But yes, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's great, but yeah, that is my game of the annual. And it might be a little bit, I think it's a little bit vindicating, not that anyone would care, that
Hmm.
Ghost of Yotei would end up being the game of the annual for this time, because Ghost of Tsushima was not my game of the annual when I played it.
Wow. You
My
remember
game of
that?
Yeah, my game of the annual that year, it was number 2. The one that won it was Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite won
Dang.
it. Yeah.
Dang. Wow. That
Um
what? Wow.
mhm. And I still stand by that assessment.
Dang.
Um
How was it that long ago already? I remember playing Infinite.
oh yeah, Infinite was 2020, I believe. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, it's already been close to 6 years since Halo Infinite came out. And Ghost of Tsushima. Time stands still for no one. But
Yeah, it gets lost for some of us.
yep,
That's
for
for
sure.
sure.
But yeah, that is my game of the annual.
Okay, Yote and Fragpunk. Good choices.
Yote and Fragpunk. Very much different universes, but hey, scratching an itch, doing what they need to do.
That's right.
Was there, so you mentioned your fifth game was a game that you hated. Was there any
Hmm.
other games from this past year? Was there another game or two that absolutely hits that hated list?
So, I don't think so.
No.
There's nothing that comes to mind. The only game that I forgot that you brought it up was Speedrunners.
Okay.
But yeah, I was hoping for some Twisted Metal feelings to it, and it's the only similarities is you're in a car and you're killing other cars. It didn't have the oomph I was looking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
Okay.
there was another game that was out when Twisted Metal was out. It was called Vigilante 8. I don't know if you ever heard of that one. And that game was pretty much the same exact thing as Twisted Metal, except different cards with different special moves and whatever. So like
Mm-hmm.
I know that you can't literally copy a game, but you can get really close and still not get in trouble. And just Crash and Conquer was just too far off.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think if I had any games that made me angry that I played last year, and I didn't. But when I think about games that I played last year, maybe the most disappointing one, because I played Dragon's Dogma 2. I wouldn't say that's disappointing. I would say I maybe haven't even played enough of that yet to possibly even be disappointed by it. But the one game I did play that I remember playing that I was disappointed with was Avowed, formerly known as Avued by
Mm-hmm.
me, because I don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
say things in my brain correctly. But yeah, I would remember
For
being
what?
really disappointed with Avowed. Avowed came out early last year. It's kind of interesting and kind of confusing to think that Obsidian released two games in the same year. They released Avowed and then they released The Outer Worlds 2. But they did do that. I didn't play The Outer Worlds 2 yet. That's also a Game Pass option. But I did play Avowed and wish I hadn't. I was like, oh, Avowed is going to be what holds me over until the Elder Scrolls 6. And then it didn't. And then Bethesda was like, don't worry, we got you. We're going to remaster when we made good games. And then they dropped, Oblivion remastered. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. So, but yeah, Avowed was the one that I was like, again, I remember being really disappointed with, more so even than other games in the past that I had been disappointed with. So, like, I was disappointed with City Skylines too. I would find Avowed more
Mm-hmm.
disappointing than that. I was
Oh, okay.
disappointed. I was disappointed with Starfield, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I also have, compared to a lot of people, more realistic expectations of what Bethesda and Bethesda games are. So it was disappointing, but it wasn't that disappointing. I knew when I took time off of work that I'm either going to play this game and love it for 3 days, or I'm going to play this game and hate Bethesda for 3 days. It's going to be one of the other. Um,
uh,
but yeah, I would say it was even a little bit more disappointing than that, just because I hold Obsidian to a higher caliber, a higher standard than Bethesda right now.
mm-hmm.
So I would say that's really the only outlying entry from 2025 of note where it's like, ah, man, I wish this would have. I mean, Avowed was, if you would have asked me before it came out, Avowed would have been on this list. Avowed would have been on this list. Freaking
So that's such a
Dynasty
left
Warriors
turn.
is on here instead of Avowed. That doesn't make any sense at all, you know?
What about that sniper game that
Oh,
you wanted the hate beat? Did you
was
play
that
that for the
2020?
first
Was
time
that
last year?
2025?
I don't know. I can't remember. I know we talked about it at one point.
You might be right. And if that is 2025, then you found the game I hate. That's the game that I hated, was Sniper Elite Resistance. That's what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah, I was supposed to have been making a review for. I still might. Who knows? I won't. I'm not going to subject myself to that. But that game, yes, Sniper Elite Resistance. I have, yeah, a little over 8. Yeah, I'm gonna make a review. I put 8.5 hours into this freaking steaming pile of garbage. I'm gonna finish this review and get it done for the people. Um,
For the
but
people.
but yes, yeah, for the people. But yes, that is a game I hated from 2025. Was that a 2025 release? Let's. That might
Did you
be
play it
a
on release?
that. I think kinda. It's a 2025. That is an elite level pull by you. Because you remember the
My memory
game.
works sometimes.
You remember the game that I just read. I put 8.5 hours in, and I didn't remember I played it. And then you said, "Hey, didn't you hate this one game?" And I was like, "Oh yes," immediately. Yeah, I hated that game. That game's terrible, and I don't know where the Sniper Elite franchise goes from Sniper Elite Resistance, but it was just the worst. Um, a lot of times when we do reviews, even if they're bad, we make arguments. You try to
Mhm.
be logical. We try to show objectivity. This may be one where I just say, send it. Hear me bitch about this game for 7 minutes.
Right. Just
That's all I'm
rip
gonna
it,
do.
send it. That's all you
Yeah.
can do.
But yeah, I hated that game. Yes.
Well, I'm
Yes.
glad I remembered. But
Yeah. Thank
to
you.
be fair, to help you, I completely forgot about speedrunners, and I played that with you guys. I played that with a group of her friends when we went up north. I played it with just us. So I
Hmm.
probably put 4 hours into that game.
Hmm.
Didn't even come to my mind.
Yeah. I understand that. The Sniper Elite. Here's the thing. The difference, though, it might have been a game you played it, you enjoyed it, right? In passing, okay, cool,
Hmm.
whatever. David, I remember hating this game. When you said it, I remember hating the game more than I remember playing it.
Yeah.
So I'm completely surprised when I was like, a game that I hated, I can't think of anything immediately. I didn't think at the
You
right
just hate
time
it
earlier
that
in the year.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like a hate that, I guess it wasn't a hate that stuck like a limbo, right? Like I hated that game so much. And I was like, oh man, I can't shake how much I hate this. This
Yeah,
is
but
like,
you kind of like you were drilling into that game. You're like, I hate this game and I need to beat it so I can say with certainty I hate this game.
yeah, I had to be
And you
validated in my
push through
hating
it.
it.
The
Yeah.
sniper game, you're like, I hate it. And then you'd play it in like 2 weeks for like an hour, like I hate it. And then
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
slowly drifted away.
Because especially with a game like with that game like Limbo, like if I said I hate it and didn't finish, people would be like, "Oh, well, you didn't even beat it. It was too hard for you." Or, "Oh, you didn't even finish it. How would you know if you even?" Oh, like all the validation things that people try to
Hmm.
do. So I can say, "No, I beat it. I completely beat the game, and it sucked, and here's why." Right?
Exactly. You got
I
the
was
XP.
I feel like I'll have to do the same. You just have to do the same thing for any game that you put out there. I'll put this review out, and there will be somewhere, though I don't know how, Sniper Elite fanboys that would be like, "You don't understand the game," and it's like, I understand this game sucks.
I,
Okay, like I
I
understand this
understand it
game sucks.
well enough.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, if we got hate, and we didn't get a lot of hate, but if we got hate for disliking Redfall, which was objectively a bad game,
I was literally about to bring that up.
yeah, we're gonna probably get a couple of, "Oh, you guys suck," for Sniper Elite Resistance.
And even just, it won't be in the review you put out, obviously, but like I've put 4,000 hours into Apex and I think it's a shitty game.
Yeah,
It has so much work that needs to be done to it, but I loved it, but it is a objectively a shitty game. It
yeah,
is not up to date of what it could be. It could be an amazing game and it's not, and I blame you, EA.
yep. Blame you, EA. RIP to the guy. We forgot to mention that. I think RIP to the guy, the president of Respawn, right? Um,
Yeah, somebody big and important passed away this year.
yeah. I think it was the president of Respawn. Um, he used to lead, the Call of Duty stuff, and then he went and made Respawn,
Hmm.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's not a great note to leave that topic, but yeah. Anyway, uh,
Anyways,
anyway, yeah. I guess that leads us to the end of the games of the annual, which means we're near the end of the episode, which means it's time for final thoughts, where we can offer a final thought about anything that is related or unrelated to this podcast episode. So, who wants to give a final thought first?
I'll go.
Like, okay.
So, uh, my son's birthday was recent, and at the very like end of summer slash fall before it got like too cold,
Hmm.
he started to get into skateboarding. So
Nice.
for his birthday, I took him to a local skateboard shop, and he picked out his own board and everything. So now he has his own board. So when it starts getting warm out, we can start skateboarding together and everything, and see where he goes. Because I started when I was in 6th grade, and he's
Okay.
starting when he's in 4th grade. So he has a 2 year early start than I
Hmm.
did.
Yeah.
So hopefully he kind of like sticks to it and at least learns a few moves. I learned a few moves. I never got like to amateur-esque kind of good at it, but
Hmm.
see if he can do like a kick flip, maybe some shove-its, maybe a 50-50 grind. I just want him to have that experience of like, hey, I might not be great at this, but I could do a few moves.
Yeah.
I like being a jack of all trades type person. I don't master anything, but I tell you what, I can jump in almost anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Have a lot of interest, and you kind of get like good enough at least to know what you're doing, what you're working with, and eventually, certain things that you get like, more interested in than others, you know how to do better than some of those other things. But it's nice to have like a wide gamut of things that you're familiar in. You can feel like you can kind of hop in and not be completely out of water, with anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
What's the most I mean, I have a very cursory knowledge of skateboarding. I played
Hmm.
a bunch of Tony Hawk games,
Oh yeah.
and I watched Rob Deerdeck. That's all I got. Um, what's the most complex kind of trick or move that you think you've learned? Are you willing? You're getting ready to pass on to the young Padawan?
So I did this by complete mistake. The best thing I ever did. So I was playing skate with my stepbrother, and we had stairs in our front yard, and he did I think he did a 50-50 grind on the stair, and I was like, I can never land those. I've been practicing them, wasn't working out. So I said, screw it. I did a heel flip to a nose, not a nose grind. There it is. Nose a slide is on the board, but the grind is when it's just the front truck. I did a heel flip to nose grind. I was like, what did I just do? And like I landed it too. We were both just sitting there like, what just happened? That was like the best trick I ever did. But yeah, I could do heel flips for the most part. I could never because I'm goofy footed, right? I'm
Okay.
left footed instead of the right
Hmm.
foots. So heel flips are easier for goofy for some reason, and kick flips are easier for regular. So that was the best I did. But I'm showing how to do like manuals. You have to balance on either or truck.
Hmm.
I was showing him what an ollie is, but he's still getting comfortable just riding the board around. I want him to make sure
Yeah.
it's like second nature. And then
Yeah.
that's when you start getting fancy with it.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah. When it starts to warm up, that'd be pretty cool to go out and have some, quote unquote skate sessions, for lack of a better word. Show the
Hmm.
ropes, see how you're doing some stuff, comfort level on the board, and then say, hey, let's try some things out. Has he been watching like like skateboarders on like YouTube and being like, oh, I want to try that eventually, or that's a cool thing I want to try to do, or is it more so just kind of organically, just hey, this is
I
something I'm
think
interested in,
he's
and
organically enjoying it because like
yeah.
he's really into basketball, and like he knows some of the popular names,
Hmm.
because who doesn't? I don't care about basketball, and I know probably 10, 15 people if I really had to think about it.
Hmm.
But he plays the crap out of basketball.
Yeah.
He's been on a lead for 4 years now, and
Nice.
he never really watches anything about it. The only thing he watches that he wants to do, which I told him we'll get into it after basketball is over, is karate, because he watched
No. Nice.
Cobra Kai the seasons,
Ah, yeah.
and he wanted me to watch them. He's like, hey, you have to watch these, and I'll rewatch them with you if I have to. And I was like, all right, sounds good. I'm already on the 6th and final season right now, and he's really into the karate, and he understands there's different styles of it and everything like that. So I was looking at a few of them, and when it comes down to it, at that whatever time, I'm gonna pick one based on whatever karate stances or styles rather,
Yeah.
and we're both gonna learn because I've always wanted to learn how to like actually defend myself in a like a thinking way, like karate, like you know how to defend yourself. Like obviously I know how to defend myself and I can kick and punch and maybe grab something. I don't know literally of like different kind of moves and blocks, and that I want to
Hmm.
learn that.
Yeah.
So we're both going to take classes
Oh,
because most
cool.
places have um child, teenage, adult classes. They're not mixed though, so that's the only problem. So
Yeah.
we'll both have to be there for 2 hours, an hour for his class, an hour for my class.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it.
Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I agree.
Yeah. I'll kind of stick on that kind of sphere of topic for my
Okay.
final thought with kind of like the hobby or just learning things, right? Um, you mentioned kind of like you saw like Cobra Kai and wanted to get into karate and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I had been wanting to, based on the fact that, I played our or my game of the annual, Ghosts of Yote. One of the things you have to do, or one of the things that Atsu does in Ghosts of Yote, is she plays the shamisen, um, which is a stringed instrument in Japanese culture, akin to something like a guitar or a zitar or something like that.
I might know what you're talking about only
Yeah.
because scrolling through TikToks, I've been seeing a lot of uh different nationality like bands and stuff.
Hmm.
And I saw a woman, she was playing this guitar looking thing, but it was
Yeah.
more round at the bottom and a
Yep.
little bit longer instead
Yeah.
of an actual guitar looking thing. Is that
Yeah. And
it?
it doesn't have any frets. And
Yeah.
was she playing it with, like, she was like holding this like larger, not like exactly like a pick, but it's, I forgot exactly what it was called. Starts with a B, but it's something they used to pick and strum the shamisen.
I think so. It was like
Yeah.
it was pretty tall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I had been, based on that, I'm like, okay, I actually want to learn how to play the shamisen because it sounds cool. And I'd always had an interest in like playing the guitar. I took guitar
Hmm.
lessons when I was younger, and I just couldn't really get into it for, some reason. It didn't really come to me the way I wanted it to. But the shamisen seemed interesting because it's fretless. And I think it only has four strings compared to six, the guitar. So there's less variation in the tones you can get, which may help with streamlining some learning of it. So
Right.
I'm like, oh, this would be cool. I think in this next year or so, I want to start learning how to play the shamisen. Now, it's a lot harder to just say, hey, let me just go find a shamisen instructor, right? Because that's
Yeah,
just not a
I
thing
was literally
here.
about to ask, have you looked into classes? Have you looked
Right.
into purchasing one? How much are they?
Well, and so for class, unless I want to, take something online or travel to Osaka or Tokyo or something, like, it's kind of hard to find a shamisen teacher. But the other thing was the price. So I was trying to look into it. I saw some like YouTube videos, and the one guy's like, yeah, if you want to get into a shamisen, for okay starting shamisen, you're looking at like $1,000. And then these like little
Really?
pick things, they're like $800 easy. You have to replace them like every 2 or 3 years. And
Dang.
I'm sorry, what? Right? And they're like, yeah, the shamisen has its origins in like poor traveling musicians going around Japan. And I'm like, this was for poor people? Because it does not feel like it right now. Um,
A grand is a
I know,
poor
right?
people person instrument?
And I was watching this one guy, he had these two ladies that played, they got viral for playing the shamisen.
Mhm.
And they were talking about their top shamisen players. They're the most in demand shamisen players. And the one, he's like, how much did you pay for your shamisen? She's like, oh, I paid $14,000 for my shamisen. And then he has this
God
other lady, like,
dang.
she's like, I just bought my shamisen. I just bought it brand new. And how much you pay for yours? My shamisen's $20,000. Right? Everything gets handmade. They had to use a certain type of wood, a certain type of cloth or linen thread or something like that. And
You know
so I'm
what?
like,
I love
well,
it. I love that.
yeah, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to get into it, I guess, when I can
I mean, look
find,
it up and see if
you
anybody's
know,
got one on, Facebook Marketplace.
I know, right? I can't do that. Just go on the Facebook Marketplace,
Uh,
shamisen, right? There's probably some weird guy somewhere that has a shamisen laying around. He's like, yeah, I bought this in 2017 when I thought I was going to do something, and now it's just been sitting here, and it's got like a sock on it or something like that, like
right.
yeah,
$200 with the strum instrument thing too.
exactly,
You
yeah.
like deal.
Yeah, but I love to learn that. So that's maybe the next kind of hobby thing I pick up. Besides learning how to like do like construction kind of stuff. Like I plan on redoing parts of my garage this spring and summer. So I'm going to be learning as I do some of that stuff.
Okay.
But the actual purposeful hobby thing to learn is going to be the shamisen as soon as I can get it figured out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that is it for level 152. The Thoughts and Players
Yeah.
podcast. If you like what you heard, please like and follow the podcast on your preferred podcast platform and on the socials. You're on the Facebook and the X and the Instagram and the TikTok. And we are on YouTube where we upload video versions of our podcast. And you can tune in there. If you want to support us, there's a couple ways you can do that. One, buy the merch. We sell hoodies and phone cases and shirts and hats, various different things related to the show. Another option is to join our Patreon. So we have a $2 membership. You can join there where we give alerts to when the podcast is dropping, as well as any other cool QA or poll things that are there. And it's a nice little way to support us. We really appreciate that. That is it for me. David, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Please.
Alrighty, well, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next level.